It just went down the wrong. I don't even know what that is, but it went down wrong. Um, Give me a second. I just gotta change some things up. Yeah, it went down. It went down wrong. Don't you hate when that happens? All right. I think we're good on X as well as Twitter. Or sorry, Twitter and X are the same thing, as well as YouTube. Yes, we have 5 people that are on X. Can't tell how many people we have on Rumble yet because the title and thumbnail are updating. But I do appreciate you guys for being here. And we have 56 people that are over on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We have 9 likes and 56 people. So definitely do so. Shib, like always, is disappointing. I hear you. Eventually, we'll see some major movement within Shib, and it'll be kind of unexpected. It'll be at an unexpected point. That's typically when we see a lot of these, meme coins that end up running is, when we least expect it to. We can see things that pump based on, newer things that are coming out, newer things that are launching, different people that are talking about it. It's understandable, but it's all about that time where it's like it's least expected, and for some reason a lot of people are buying it, and then people are wondering, why are they buying it? Should I buy it? They buy it, then the next person wonders the same thing. It's just a bunch of FOMO. That's what will happen within those. um Make sure you guys check out the Margex link in the chat if you want to start trading with Margex. I sold 2 positions today, which I want to talk about later. Why I decided to do that. And yeah, I also have my Patreon, which the link should be in the chat. I'm not, or actually, the link should be in the, let me change this up. Give me a second. So the link should be in the description, but I want to put it at the top of the description. I'm starting to spend a lot more time, a ton more time over on Patreon. I'm doing market updates every morning. I did a market update this morning, earlier this morning. It was at like 5:30. And yeah, I'll go through the entire market, different things that are new. I'll go through any big gainers, any big losers, any news that's happening within the day, and we'll talk about that in the Patreon as well as in the communities tabs. The community chats, I use those more than I use Discord, just because Discord tends to get flooded with people that will impersonate me. For some reason, they'll find the link and they'll always have the link because I have forever links that are out there, right? I did have a link to where I would post it to somebody or give it to somebody, but then there was issues with that. So yeah, now it was just a forever link, so they probably have that, and they just continuously come back into the live stream or into the Discord group with a different account trying to scam people. In my Patreon, that can't happen unless they decided to pay for it. And we would also be able to remove them if need be very easily. Let's see. Why is LTC pumping? I didn't even see that LTC was pumping. I saw that it was, oh, sorry, I did see that it was pumping. It was in my my update today. I have no idea why it's up by 5%, but I wouldn't necessarily call that pumping, but it is up 5% compared to what we're seeing elsewhere, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, well, Ethereum is actually positive. But I don't know, over the last 7 days, it has moved about 15%. Seeing that yesterday was a big mover from about $66 all the way up to, again, this high of $75. Litecoin is way behind the curve when you talk about cryptocurrencies that were like in the top 10 that were, you know, well, I don't know if they were always in the top 10, but cryptocurrencies that were up there, in the top 10 that were definitely making a move during the last bull run. I mean, this is sitting at a $5.5 billion market cap, while it was sitting at a way higher market cap before that. Like if we look at all history and look at the market cap history, I wouldn't say it was top 10. For some reason, I thought it was top 10 just because of the price. The price was sitting up at a $300, $400 price. So while it was sitting up there, at a $25 billion market cap, or $17 billion market cap, or whatever. Right now, it's sitting at a $5 billion market cap. So it's way behind the curve, where you are more than 25% or less than 25% away. You're like 25 or 20% of what the all-time high was. So it's kind of behind the curve. So maybe it's playing a little bit of catch up. We're seeing a lot more money that's going into it, where people are like, this has an opportunity. This has a ability to grow quite far. So that's probably what you are seeing within it. Boy, would I have loved to have been into these prices when it was down here at a level of $3. Would I have loved that? Yes, I would have. Like, you look at these situations, and this is kind of where we are right now. Yes, we are at a higher point. But if you look at like where everything like started, it's at a really, really low spot. But like, this is kind of where we are, just at a little bit of a higher point right now. And how far that's going to go, you can see that jump up to, a level to where, it goes from $3 to $300, 100x. Return within positions, and that's kind of what we're looking for. 100x here would be $7,000. Do we see Litecoin going to $7,000? I don't know if I necessarily see that, but the point is that you can see it at way higher points, like probably multiple hundreds of dollars and multiple thousands of dollars at that. Probably not $7,000, but maybe up in the $1,000 mark. Can I ask when the ETF was approved? Should we be rethinking how we work out the price of Bitcoin? As I think we have not really thought this day would actually come. So, I don't think we need to rework the actual price of Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin, like what they're doing with this, the ETFs, the funds that are there are investing directly into Bitcoin. It's not saying that you're spending $45,000, but you're buying, partial of Bitcoin. But you're buying for just the percentage gain, not for what Bitcoin does. So it's not necessarily something where you're like, hey, here's Bitcoin over here, and it's going to mock the same level of gains. Like, it's not going to grow by $1,000 because Bitcoin grew by $1,000. It's not the case. But percentage wise, you might see that happen, right? Where it's investing into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down by, I don't know, 5%, and you're down by 5%, or Bitcoin is up by 5%, you're up by 5%. But I'm sure there's a lot more complex information to go into that, depending on what the fund is worth, right? I don't know, my throat's like really, really like raspy. I've been a crypto investor since 2014. Are you very wealthy? Or is this just like you've been investing slightly into crypto? Because anybody that's a crypto investor since 2014, if you consistently invested, right, not a trader, if you were consistently invested, you must have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. Because if you're investing into a lot of these plays in 2015, if you even had $100 or 100 of Litecoin, which was $300, right? You would see that grow up to $300 per 100 that you have. You're adding 2 zeros to it. You have $30,000 sitting there. Like, that's amazing. there's a lot of opportunity to buying cryptocurrency and making a hell of a lot from these plays. Um, with the ETFs being approved, less Bitcoin will be on exchanges in the next months. Yes, I want to say that's true. It will be more or less in funds. A lot of it will flow through there, but you are only seeing right now. I think the number is like 4.6 billion in the first day. Not 4.6 billion Bitcoin, but 4 points, because there's not 4.6 billion, but $4.6 billion have gone through these funds and are probably being held for the long term. Like if I go and look up I want to see FBTC and see what the Fidelity ETF is looking like. So that has decreased in value down to 41, right? So from 45 down to 41 and has been hovering around this spot for a while. I'll probably invest more into the fund. I'm not sure if I will buy 10 at this moment, but I will consistently buy more and more. And I'll probably throw it into my my Roth IRA just because. Sold some of my Solana that I bought back in March 2020. What was the price in March 2020 for Solana? Had to have been low. Because I know I had the option to buy it when it got, I think, launched on Coinbase. And I was going to buy it at like $26, and I just didn't. I don't know why. But then again, I have Solana now. I have Solana sitting in Margex, and then I also have Solana sitting in my not my Coinbase, my crypto.com account, which I don't necessarily like because crypto.com has ridiculous spreads. Just over $1. You bought Solana at $10. Like I would love to find these plays to where, and crazy enough, like we're always trying to look back at a lot of these plays where we're like, okay, let's go to all history. You can see you bought it in March of 2020. Where did you buy it at in March of 2020? You would have to, this is the problem now. Well, it's a little bit less of a problem now where you have newer coins that are launching where the only place that you can buy it is a certain area that you would have to have another platform for. It's getting a little bit better now where in order to buy some of these like pre-sales, in order to buy some of these coins that are just starting up, creating their own blockchain and all of that, you may be able to buy directly with a credit card, or you may be able to buy, which honestly is a little bit sketchy because you're linking your credit card information towards that, or you'll be able to buy directly with your wallet, again, linking your wallet towards whatever that is. So it's like, I don't know what to do. Should I do it that way? Should I trust that? And then what if I do and then everything in my wallet is gone? That type of stuff. I bought it through a blockchain that was based in Australia through one of the program creators. That's fantastic. Yeah, I wish I would have been able to get into Solana at those levels. But again, there's so many opportunities that are out there that we could possibly find at these levels, right? You're seeing, things that are out here like Caspa. Yes, Caspa is currently at a $2 billion market cap, and you kind of missed that opportunity as well, getting in at the lowest possible point. But then again, there are other things that are out here, right? It could have been Celestia, which Celestia I think I have like 6 of Celestia. TIA. And while that sits at or sat at $2 with 156 million coins out there, it could also be something that's worth so much more. But again, I only have 6. So I wish I would have been able to buy more, or I did buy more, but I didn't. I wanted to test what it would be by buying 10. And that 10 or no, I bought like 16 or something, and that like 16 was fantastic. I think I'm wrong. I think I bought 20 because I sold half of it and still had 10 left. And then now I have 6 left that's over in Kraken. Is it 6? 5 that's over in Kraken that's worth $80. Now I already collected a decent amount of profit from that. If I go in here, I think it'll show me how much profit I did take. So I sold $53 worth. So I had 19 to start. And then I sold $53 worth, sold $10, sold $27, sold $17, and started putting that in other places. But honestly, I think I would have loved to have had maybe a lot more at a lower end because you never know what this is going to be. So if it is going to be something big, I have 5 that's left. But yeah, FBTC, I wanted to go into, wait, what is it? IBIT, the BlackRock. So it went up to 29, now back down to 26. So it seems like it's consistent with everything. I'm going to continue to invest more into FBTC. I really do want to invest a lot more into, let me go ahead and check out my Margex account. I really do want to invest a lot more into AMC as well, but that's a whole nother situation. That's stock related. But currently, if you guys want to sign up for Margex, feel free to sign up for Margex. It's a platform where you can leverage trade. I did release information for leverage trading, or I'm going to release a leverage trading video talking about, the trading fees and the holding fees that are there. Somebody brought that up yesterday, and I didn't realize like what the level is. And I did break that down on Patreon, which again is in the top of the description if you want to check that out. But in order to get all the different videos, typically the $10 level is the way to go. Solana dipped down to $8 and then started a rally from there. Yeah, for Solana, honestly, I wish, and I continue to say wish, I wish I had money. When I talked about Solana when it was at $11, I saw it as a huge opportunity, and obviously you can see how big that opportunity would have been in a matter of a year. You would have been able to make all of that, right? All of that back plus, 10 times where you were, if not more than that. But yeah, I really wish I had money at that time that I told everybody else that Solana was a mover, because there was a bunch of other people that made money from Solana just from that call, right? ICP, XDC, XLM have real world experiences. What about incoming Rebel Satoshi? I don't know what that is. Rebel Satoshi? It was my first sale from all my coins. Well, that's fantastic. Irish Shade, good morning to you too. I bought Ripple back very early also at 8 cents. Hope it can do something. I think XRP will definitely do something. And again, 8 cents, great price. My first starting buy was like 30 cents. And that was as I was looking more in depth into it. I could tell you in the beginning of talking about, cryptocurrency, I saw XRP as just especially, since they had this litigation that was going on for my whole entire history of trading crypto, honestly. I saw it as a kind of back and forth situation. I saw Ripple as an opportunity first, and I wanted to long it. And then hearing everybody's comments about the case and how it's going to be labeled as security and all of this stuff, and how early on a lot of people were like, no, don't buy this position. um, you know, it didn't really sit with me well as a long position after that. It sat with me as a kind of short-term day trading position until you get into the nitty-gritty, you get into a lot of the details and look into it for yourself. This is why you should never like just take someone's advice. This is why you should never watch a video or listen to somebody and go, oh, okay, this is what you think about this. Well, then I should think about that too. That should never be the case, right? Because I did that. I did that with Solana. I did that with Quant, where I took somebody's advice and they said, oh, Quant's gonna go back down a lot further. 2 hours later, it jumps up to $100, and I'm like, great, went down further, didn't it? So I was like, this. I thought that was my opportunity. I was like, I'm gonna buy at that moment. $46, I'm gonna buy. It ended up increasing up to $100+, and then now it's sitting at those levels. And I do believe that Quant can be worth so much more. I was gonna buy like $1,000 worth, just because I wanted to hold a decent amount of Quant, and I thought that was a great opportunity, a great price. And lo and behold, it was a great price. I would have at least doubled my position, if not tripled my position, from that moment. But I let people talk me out of it. I don't think you should ever let anybody talk you out of what you want to do, right? You should take in the information, take that into account, write out your pros and cons. And if it all leads to too many cons because, they have that extra piece in there, then so be it, right? You make that decision. But you're the one making the decision. You don't let other people do that. So, yeah. Because I would have invested in XRP a lot earlier, and I would have seen it as a long-term play. So honestly, maybe I should thank that person within talking about XRP, because it was at $1 plus, $1.80, I want to say. So if I would have never been talked out of a long position, I would have been holding XRP at $1.80 versus holding it at 30 cents. So yeah, I guess sometimes maybe it does work out in your favor, but most of the time it won't. You want to make those mistakes yourself and learn from those mistakes. Did you make a play into FBTC yet? Yeah, I have two. I have 2.2, and I'm going to continue to buy more. I have to add funds to Fidelity. It's better to dollar cost average into positions than wait for the perfect time. It's nearly impossible to time the market unless you have inside info. Nancy Pelosi, cough. Yeah, I agree with you. It is very, very difficult to accurately time the market. The only position, I tell people this all the time, out of all the positions that I have, every single stock position, my ETF, investments, my long-term investments, my retirement account, my crypto accounts, everything that I have, the only position that I bought at the absolute bottom was Terra Luna Classic. It's the only position that I bought at the absolute bottom. Now, it may become a thing to where I also am buying Grock at the absolute bottom, but either way, I'm still right now at a point where I obviously am buy at the absolute bottom, because the absolute bottom is 49% of a penny or something like that. I bought at $2, I think it was, 2 cents, and then it decreased down to 1 cent, and then I went all in at a level of 50% of a penny, and now my cost basis is 72% of a penny, but it's not at the absolute bottom, it's near the bottom. So every single position I bought near the bottom, not the absolute bottom. The only position I bought the bottom was Terra Luna Classic, and it obviously shows. I bought with $43, and it gave me 67 million. I think that's what the number was. I also set up 2 wallets for my 2 daughters back in 2014. That can be their retirement. That's not a bad idea. setting up wallets and just putting something in there and seeing what it could be in the end. And whatever it ends up being, they have access to in the future. That's cool. I like that idea, because I set up 529 accounts for the kids, and those grow consistently and they're great. I add money to them, fantastic. However, I would like to establish something crypto wise so that they see what they do have, and I would just kind of set it and forget it and not worry about that somewhere else. But the problem is, you have to put all that information aside and, log out of it and just not look at it. But then the issue becomes, are you investing more money as time goes on, or are you just leaving maybe $1,000 in there, and hopefully that turns to a value of multiple thousands of dollars, which could be their college, tuition. Or if they don't choose to go to college, whatever certification they look to get, whatever they decide to do in life and fund their dreams. You know what I mean? Myra ascending. I did see Myra was moving. In my update video, I talked about Myra. Hey Matt, what do you think about Lunatics token? What do I think about Lunatics token? The hopefully that's the one. Yeah, I believe that's it. There's probably no other one. What do I think about it? So I think they had a huge missed opportunity, where you have 8,000 people that are a part of it, which you don't typically see, within a lot of these cryptocurrencies. It's a huge opportunity to have 8,000 people that are a part of a cryptocurrency project, which I think you still have 7,000 people that are there that believe in it, or that at least, hold it. And right now I think they're doing like something in order to change like the taxes and stuff. And I was actually getting invested investing in what they're doing in a comeback story, because I'm always into a comeback story. However, they took away the one thing that I thought was the thing that had to happen, right? The reason why Lunatics token got there was because of burns of Terra Luna Classic. And because of maybe a little bit of difficulty, that was taken out of the overall tax that they do have. I think they have a 4% tax. And honestly, I think it should have been, 2% should have went towards burning Terra Luna Classic, and everything else can go towards whatever you wanted it to go towards. In order to improve the project, in order to have marketing, in order to do all of that. But burning had to be the main feature. It has to be. Rewards cannot be. Burning has to be. So I believe that was the case where they changed it, and burning is not the main feature. Burning their own token as well as rewards is the main structure. And that's something that really bothered me. So I had to kind of distance myself, and I said, look, I wanted to talk about it more, but I'm not going to do that, because I feel as though you're taking away the soul of what it was, right? The whole identity of what Lunatics token was, which was to burn Terra Luna Classic at a massive rate through actually a form of utility, right? Because you're gathering Lunatics token, which is an outside token that could be then launched on the Terra Classic chain at some point, but didn't have to rush into that. But you could see burning that happens that's associated with it, and it would be huge. But that was taken away, and that was something that bothered me. And I know they've reached out to me multiple times and asked me, hey, we're looking at burning, and can you be like that sponsor to receive the money and burn for us? And I don't want to be responsible for that. I really don't. Because then, it's a free form of marketing for them. And I honestly don't want to be responsible for that. I want them to be able to do that. And while I was a big part in the growth of Lunatics token because the way that it grew and the different exchanges that it got launched on and the different things that they were doing. And then it became, instead of the growth, it was always about the question marks behind it. Because I think that went from like a certain level to a 21x because it had 8,000 holders, right? That's huge. So yeah, it's something that I look back and I'm like, it's a huge missed opportunity because that's 8,000 holders. You could be a massive part of it. And you would see this grow as long as they stayed consistent with burning Terra Luna Classic. And they burned 2 billion and then stopped. It was just not, I don't know. It could have been so much bigger. They burned 2 billion to start with. It could have been so much bigger. So much bigger. This is a project from the very beginning, as you saw it at its higher prices, burning 2 billion. Like, it's a no-brainer, right? And now it's like now people don't believe in anything that could be a burn coin, a coin created to support a certain project. Nobody really truly believes in it because of things like that, you know? If we can get as many holders in Jasmy as we have in Bonk, we'd be set. I agree with you. Jasmy will be big and it will have holders. It will have a decent sized amount of holders eventually. But right now, it doesn't really have that. It's like, well, Jasmy has an amazing amount of holders, like 60,000 or something. 55, 60,000. If we get to a point where it's like 100, 200, if we get to the amount of Pepe, and then I would love to get to the amount of SHIB, but who really knows if that's going to happen? Because the more coins you have or the more tokens you have, the easier it is to get to higher holders, a higher count of holders. But it doesn't mean that your position is worth more just because you have more holders, right? But what it does show you is it has a lot of strength within it. If you have less supply and you have a lot of holders, that's where it's big. That's why Bitcoin is so large, right? You have people that are holding and mining partial of it, holding partial Bitcoin, and there's a lot of holders holding a minuscule amount of Bitcoin. That's just how it goes. And if you have something like a Haycoin, right? Just imagine if this had a lot of holders, right? Which I'm still holding Haycoin, but just imagine if this had a lot of holders. That's sitting at $357,000. If this had a lot of holders, how far that would go, right? Because you only have 4 coins that are in circulation. 4. That's it. So, and I have 0.0017 of those 4. Now, is this a given that this is going to absolutely skyrocket? No. But could it be something a lot bigger? I mean, it could be. It's available on Uniswap, Polynex, and OpenOcean. But yeah, I would love to see this get offered on other exchanges and be something a lot bigger. But I want to be a part of this to see how big this can truly get. Because right now, at a $329,000 price, you're looking at a $1.5 million market cap. So I don't know. I'm not a massive part of it. I think I only have, like I said, 0.00117 of Haycoin. It's on Ethereum. Yeah, I have $42 worth of Haycoin. And maybe I'll buy more if I have more money that flows through my my MetaMask. But we'll see. We will see. I currently have $10 in Tether. But yeah, I don't know. Oh boy, you guys got him started on this, but I agree with you, Matt. Yeah, I I mean, thank you for the confirmation. That's so weird, man. I was there when you first covered it. Sad. Yeah, I mean, it had so much potential. Honestly, I looked at it, and when it first launched, I was like I was like, all right, so what is your plan? I talked to them about their entire plan, what they were going to do with this, and the conversations were great. The transparency was great, but that just shows that transparency can go out the window. Even though you have transparency, the next day you might not, depending on how they feel. Um, and it was just something that had so much potential, could go so far, even though it had a tax associated with it. Um, it shows that people were willing to pay that tax. You saw millions of dollars worth of volume. You saw, what was it, a $21 million market cap at its high with 8,000 people that were there. That goes to show that you need the right people. You need the right people to launch a project. The issue is that you always have the worst people to start with. You have the worst people to start with. They destroy a market or destroy something that you could do in order to help a different project or something that could potentially be worth a lot more. Not only will Terra Luna Classic be worth a hell of a lot, Lunatics token could have been worth literally hundreds of millions of dollars, if not even getting into the billions, if it would have had massive support for Terra Luna Classic like it was supposed to be. But the first instance that I noticed that something would go wrong is when we saw the 1% burn for Lunatics token end up getting diverted to some other place. So while I saw that you had zero burn transactions that were going through, so it was a transaction that had a zero amount to it, I was like, what is this? And they were like, yeah, if we feel like the price gets too high, we end up pushing more liquidity to here. When that didn't really line up because I didn't really see all of the liquidity going there. I saw money that was flowing out, but not all of the money that was flowing back into this place as they're taking those taxes. So it really didn't line up with me that was kind of the first red flag. And then also, if you already have 1% going to liquidity throughout the tax, what's the point of adding another 1%? Just let it live its life. It's going to create strength by burning it. The burning also creates strength in the liquidity pool. So why do you need to add that to overall liquidity? It's just something that didn't sit well with me, and I questioned it over and over again. And that was the first instance to where I was like, I don't know how legit these people are. I don't know how transparent these people are. That was the first instance of non-transparency. But yeah, it's something that bothered me. Jasmy has broken the 60K holder mark. It's broken it now. So let's go to Jasmy. Let's type in Jasmy. Jasmy coin. Currently sitting at 57% of a penny. 58% of a penny. It is down on the day. 58% of a penny, which means I'm at $5,800. I'm still up on my position. That's fantastic. Let's see. Let's go to the holders in Ethereum. So it did break 60,000 holders. We're at 60,000. Let's go ahead and post about that. Maybe you can get some more holders by posting about it. New. $60,000 holders. Jasmy breaks the 60K holder threshold. I don't think I'm spelling that right. Did I spell? I forgot the R. And you say, oh, gee. and then throw some rockets. You always gotta throw rockets. That's right. And then I'll tag Jasmy. When did I post that last post? Was it like, let me check. I posted something earlier. That was like an hour ago. I'll post another one. I always like to post an hour after, like an hour. I'll post another hour on Twitter. I'm still not monetized on Twitter, which I'm very close. I think the threshold is like 5 million, and I'm at like 3.3 million for the last 90 days or the last 60 days. So I just need to post more on Twitter. What do you think about Matrix AI network, or can you take a look at it? Matrix AI, is it a Matrix AI? Matrix AI network. Currently sitting at a $9.2 million market cap with $622,000 worth of volume. I can tell you that's not enough volume. You want to see a lot more than that, but it is only at an $8 million market cap, so you can't really expect to see a crazy amount. The volume to market cap ratio is still 6%, so 6 or 7%, so that's not horrible based on that volume to market cap ratio. It's just we always want to see millions, which when we see less than millions, we know that you don't really have as many markets. And if you do, then there's something going on there. We do have 437 million coins in circulating supply, or 43% of the total 1 billion. But the total supply is sitting at about 737 million, meaning that I don't know exactly how much you have in, if you have some that's like removed from circulation in any way, shape, or form. Is this has its own blockchain? Does this have its own blockchain? Because I don't see any network that it's built on. I think that's the case. You have the ability to buy it on KuCoin and on MEXC, so I guess that is true. I always like positions that do have their own blockchain. But if we look at the position where it started at a $1 and $1.41 price, or it got up to a $1.41 price, which you saw a $205 million market cap, and this was in 2018. So it's been around for a while. It's not something that's brand new, and it doesn't really have as many markets available, but it's been around since 2018, since 2018. So throughout all these years, you haven't seen many more markets that's available, and if it was, it got delisted, meaning that it does not have the volume. So I don't know if I see the popularity within it. It always seems interesting to me whenever something has its own chain, but again, I don't see the level of popularity. Like, that's what I want to see in certain things, but again, you may not see that level of popularity now, and it may pick up and be something, in the future. But it's been so many years. Like, if it's like a couple of years, you even look at 2021 when everything really started to move, this is still sitting at a level of 10 or 14 or 15 cents, and that doesn't really line up with me. It doesn't really make sense why it wouldn't move around this time. So I'm probably going to say, like, don't, like, I wouldn't look at this as an opportunity just because the popularity isn't there. You know? Let's see. Jasmy chain AI integration. If Jasmy is a scam, then they would have not partnered with Korea, UAE, and Singapore recently. Yeah, I think there's a lot more that people see, that people need to see with Jasmy Coin, but they'll only see it until it starts showing it to them, right? There's a ton of people that don't see the possibility or the movement in sorry, I was looking at something else that was kind of trending. Or was it trending or was it new? Recently added, they just added Fink, which is definitely something I want to see that grow because I still have the Fink that I hold and I would like to see that move. But where was I going with this? There's a lot of people that will only see what they're showing to them and they won't see the future potential of something. So if you truly believe that this is going to be the next world currency or this is going to be the next thing or this is going to be the next thing, people don't see that. They only see what is shown to them, right? Um, but when you talk about the future, like we talk about the future, we see that, right? I see what Jasmy Coin can be. I see what their part or who they're partnering with, and we see how that's going to progress and how that's going to turn into gains in the future. So, yeah, guys, we have 213 people that are here. Make sure you hit that like button. We're only going to go until about 7, I believe. Why are you sending me money, man? Why are people sending me money? My brother sent me money. I sent him money and he sent it back. And I was like, don't send it. I don't want it. You keep it. Irish Shade, thank you for becoming an early access member, joining the early access tier. If you guys want to join the early access tier, every video that I release like maybe 3, sometimes 4 or 5 videos a day. And if I'm releasing those videos and I have a lot of information on different projects, I know that you probably just want the notifications as soon as they go up, right? But you can get them earlier, right? So the early access tier, as I post that video, it will be only accessible to that tier, and then it will go live at whatever time it's scheduled. So there's a lot of times where I will start, recording early in the day, and I have some things to talk about, some newer news, some things that I really want to get off my chest, and I'll upload that at like 12 o'clock p.m. or something, and then want to upload it at 3, you'll get it 3 hours early. Or if I'm uploading a series of videos, I typically spread them out. Like I'm not going to do, 5 minutes, upload a video, 5 minutes, upload a video, and then 5 minutes. I'm going to upload it, 2 hours. It's going to be like 2 o'clock here, then it'll be 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock here, then it'll be 7 o'clock. So instead of splitting that all up, you guys will get whatever videos that you want to see during that time period where I'm uploading all of them. So definitely go ahead and check out that tier. Thank you, Irish, for becoming an early access member. I appreciate it. Looks like my camera shut off. That's great. That's absolutely fantastic that my camera shut off. It's not even hot down here. It's actually insanely cold and my camera shut off. That's kind of why I don't like this camera. I don't really like the mirrorless camera because it shuts off a lot. I do have my other camera set up, but I really don't want to, you know what? Yeah, so I do have my other camera that I'm gonna go ahead and put up here at some point. Let me see if I could find it, if it's gonna pop up. There we go. But it's just it's not the best camera. It's like really, like you could see the difference between the two. This is like it what is that called? It like has a lot of drag, or if you move your arm, you could see how it's dragging. The other one, like you'll see everything, whatever. You know what I mean. Everyone is afraid. What are you saying? Everyone um, is afraid everything is a scam until it's too late and the run has been made. Um, Then they buy at the peak and they get upset when the position sells off. Yeah, 100%. I've been there so many times to where people will say, I don't know, I don't know about this, and they'll see it running, and it'll go up 50% or something. They're like, oh, well, maybe it is something. And then they'll see it go up 100%. They're like, well, let me just put a little bit in there. And like, if you would have done something beforehand when I didn't tell you to buy anything, but I at least expressed that you should have a little bit of interest and look into it a little bit more. And maybe they did, and they made that decision for them. But it's, I mean, it's up to you guys to make that decision. I'm not telling people to buy what I buy, because when I tell people to buy, if I tell people to buy, um, you know, that's not good, right? It's not only not good for me legally, but it's also not good for you for future investments, because I'm not going to be here like all the time. I'm not going to be here the whole time. And I think people know that, but they're like, while you're here, I want to get or bounce ideas off of you and be able to invest in whatever you invest into. There are people that want to copy my Kraken trading 100%, and I'm like, you can't do that. You can't do it. You gotta invest into it yourself. And I mean, technically, you would be doing that even if you did do it in the same method, because you would be buying the lowest market cap plays on that platform. So that's I guess a different story. Again, guys, we have 217 people that are here. If anybody is interested in trading with Margex, feel free to do so. You can trade up to 100x leverage if you want to. I usually trade around 5 to 10x leverage. There's an instance to where maybe I'll trade 100x leverage on something and look for a gainer if I do see a bottom. Like if I see something absolutely at the bottom looking like it's going to bounce at a certain level, absolutely I will trade at 100x leverage for that next maybe hour or two. And I will watch it like a hawk, because it's 100x leverage, right? You can get liquidated in a very short period of time, because it can be at a 5 cent price and you get liquidated at 4.9 cents, right? So it's like you have no room for error at that point. You have to invest at the bottom, or at least on the way up. But the problem with a lot of, trading and what you do see, the only way that you could see that is like here. Like if you're investing right here, which is where my cost basis is, right? If you're investing here, and you're trading short term with 100x, there's a lot of times where if you see it go up, you'll see it kind of, retrace a little bit back down to where you bought it, or maybe even back closer to the low, which takes away from what your gains were. But if it's trending upward, back up to the 200 EMA, you can kind of figure that out. So you want to find a way to bounce or buy directly at that bottom. Sorry, I'm not even showing my screen. You want to find a way to buy directly at the bottom here. I guess I need to change this camera. And if you do, you'll be able to reap all of these rewards, all of the benefits with it. So again, you could trade 100x leverage, you can trade 5x leverage, you can trade for a little bit longer term, or you can trade shorter term. Just know, as you are holding for a certain period of time, you're going to have 3 8-hour funding windows to where you get charged a certain amount for funding that leverage trade. So depending on how much you have and what position you're trading, it can be somewhere where you see this, it's $14 for my BTC trade, but it's like 75 cents for this BNB trade, which was on the 9th. So it all depends on what you're investing into, what the leverage amount is, and so on and so forth. So yeah, check out that link. That link should be in the chat. Have you talked about or looked at Beam? Yeah, I did a video on gaming cryptos that will knock your socks off, and Beam was a part of that. I like to look at different gaming cryptos or different cryptocurrencies that are in different layers. So whether it was Dega, looking at that position, whether it was Beam, or even looked at Prime, I'm looking at different gaming cryptos that could truly knock your socks off. And I have a little bit of Beam. I just don't have a lot. I think I have, let me go here to my MetaMask. And let me see how much I do have. I think that's on the, I have it on the BNB network. Pretty sure it is Binance Smart Chain anyways. I have 4,867 Beam, which is $85 worth. I would like to have more. Maybe I'll get a little bit more. I have this USTC that's sitting in here, or USDC. I also have Terra Luna that's there. Yeah, so maybe I'll swap that. Let's see if we can swap it. Beam. Let me give you the max amount. Let's see what I get. I'll get another 500. It'll cost me 26 cents to do that. Hey Matt, why does Weble Pay only have a small hand full of crypto we can buy? So Weble is not Weble is a stock and crypto platform, and it's not something where you're going to be able to trade a lot of them. They were stocks first, and they will kind of always be brokerage account first. But they offer more as time goes on. So right now, I think I don't really know exactly how many of it is, but it's definitely a lot more than Fidelity offers. I'll tell you that. Fidelity only offers Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm happy with that. And I know a lot of people that do trade crypto over there and on Robinhood, but I mean, there's just so many other options to where you have, you're able to trade these things. I remember when kind of Robinhood was the way to go to be able to trade Dogecoin, right? And you couldn't really trade it anywhere else. So you would trade Dogecoin on Robinhood, and there was a bunch of exchanges that followed suit afterwards. And now it seems like, Robinhood is maybe the last to the scene in order to do it. And it's not something where you have that much of an impact. Because I think they offer Shiba Inu as well now. Let's go. I need to watch that video ASAP. I've been trying to find some solid gaming plays. Do you like WAGMI? I haven't looked into it heavy enough. I think I looked into it in like the beginning when people were really talking about it. But I haven't looked into it lately, so I can't really say. But yeah, that video included 3 gaming plays. One on the really, really lower end, another one on like the higher end in the billions, or in a $1 billion market cap, and another one that's more like lower, which was Prime. But I do want to look into the gaming space a lot more because I feel like gaming is going to be big, and I want to be a part of a big gaming play. Now, Gala right now, I believe will be a big gaming play. I just want to be able to get the Gala that I have in Coinbase converted to V2. That's all I want, and then I will buy more Gala. That's like I'm not like I'm a fan of Gala. I'm a fan of what it will be. I and I think it will be worth so much more, as well as Beam. I think Beam will be worth so much more there too. But I don't even know if Beam is available on every platform. I think the only reason I got it on Uniswap was because it was available. It was available on, PancakeSwap was because it's available there. So you can get it on Binance, Gate.io, MEXC. You can probably get it on, I was going to say you could probably get it on Crypto.com, but you can't. So it looks like it's like just a Uniswap play V2 or V3 for me, because I can't get it on any other platform. Games for a Living will be the biggest game token? I've never heard of it. Big fan of Gala. I'm holding over on MetaMask. Yeah, again, I have the Gala that I have is over in Coinbase, and it's sitting here. It's V1, and I'm sitting on $276 of it, sitting on 10,000 Gala. Now I would like to buy a lot more than 10,000 Gala, but again, it's V1. I would like it to be V2. I would like to be able to be converted to V2, but who knows if that's ever going to happen, right? What's the process of that happening? I don't know. But yeah, Beam is sitting at about 1.9 cents or a $1 billion market cap. I feel like with a lot of supply that's out there, I feel like it's going to be worth, you know, the it's a $50 billion supply. I feel like it's going to be worth that, if not more. Like I think Beam is great. Uh, Game for a living is pretty badass. Is it? Is anybody else? I have about 200 bucks worth, but I didn't know they changed to V2. Yeah, I didn't know that they were doing that either. I just wasn't like this is the problem with being, included in so many different communities. If I'm talking to, or talking about a lot of different projects, then yeah, if I'm talking about a lot of different projects, then I don't see everything that's happening, and that's a problem. It's a really, really big problem. I want to see everything that's happening, but I can't see everything that's happening. Um, Especially if you have any major plays. I don't think Gala was one of my major plays. It was one that I transferred my Ren profits to, which Ren is not a bad play either. But I decided to sell um, I sold half my Ren, gained $600 profit or whatever, and still had some in there and sold Ren to then, or sorry, I sold Ren after the fact. So I had $600 that I gained, took a portion of that, put that into um, Gala, which were profits, and then $300 ended up going somewhere else. I can't remember. It might have been Anchor or something like that. Um, but then I took the rest of it, and that was at the bottom of the market where revenue was tight for me. And anytime revenue is tight, I will take from my short-term plays versus taking from my long-term accounts. My long-term accounts never get touched. Um, they unless I add money to them. Like I'm never touching those. And if I do, it is literally a dire situation, right? Wait, what's the difference between Gala V1 and V2? I might be holding V1. Um, so I don't know what they changed within V1 to V2. I honestly haven't looked into that, what the differences are, but I know that Coinbase doesn't support it. That's the thing. So if you are on a different platform, I believe the conversion was supported, but I don't think it was supported in Coinbase. I think Coinbase wanted them to pay. I'm just speculating, but I think Coinbase wanted them to pay a certain amount. Like, oh, well, if we're going to do this, we need you to pay to do that. And they're like, no. And you're like, all right, well, we won't support it. Like, that's kind of the conversation that you have. Because typically those platforms support a V1 or support a V1 to V2. Typically. Coinbase wallet converted my Gala. Yeah. So it'll like automatically convert it. Coinbase wallet, you're doing everything on chain, so that's going to happen. When it comes to the exchange, it's a different story. You have to physically do it, um, or they have to support it. And if they don't support it, Coinbase should have probably let everyone know, which I'm not sure if they did. I would imagine they did, but I didn't get any type of notification telling me that. What do I think about Lunatics today? Where is Terra Luna Classic today? What's it doing? Terra Luna Classic is, it says it's slightly up. So when I first clicked on it, it said it was slightly up. I guess it's not. Okay, it is about 1%. We're seeing it at 13, still with that drop zero. That's good to see. But yeah, we need to see this, grow a lot further. Currently at a $758 million market cap, which is not bad at all. That's still a win in my book. But it's just not as high as it was. It's not as high of a price as it was before. ETH is running. ETH has been running for like 3 days. So, not saying it's bad. It's a good thing. Finally in profit on Gala. You're finally in profit. Isn't Gala lower than where it was at some of those high points? Didn't it get to like 5 cents and then drop down? Sorry, I had some on my mouse. Still on my mouse. What is that? Didn't Gala get to like 5 cents and then drop down unless you bought at a different level? Gala is currently at 2.7 cents, which I think is again a steal in where that can be, because if we look at the last year, it was at 5 cents and now it went down to, sorry, go down here. It was down to about 1.4, which again, I would have loved to have purchased there, but I just didn't have any money until about the end of October, November, December, to invest into the markets. I bought less than a penny. That's fantastic. And it's currently at 2.8 cents. I think it has so much more upside. The issue that you would deal with is I don't know what their schedule is on dilution. If they do, I get kind of things confused or mixed together when it comes to dilution. Okay, got you. I imported from CoinGecko to MetaMask not too long ago, so hopefully I have the right one. Oh yeah, it was a while ago. You're good. You should be good, especially in MetaMask. Yeah, you should be fine. Matt, have you checked out Inu yet? I haven't. What is that doing? I don't know what that is. So it doesn't look like it's on CoinMarketCap, so I'm not going to bring it up, but I haven't checked it out yet. Now that Ethereum ETF is next, you think crypto will finally pump with ETH? So Ethereum ETF is next. Do I think it will pump? I think it will be more of a pump. I think right now we're seeing maybe a little bit of a retracement of what we did see overall, because it went from a 1.63, I want to say 1.63 or 1.66 trillion dollar market cap up to a 1.83 trillion dollar market cap. So definitely saw a larger push, and Bitcoin pushed up to $49,000. I honestly think that it should have pushed a lot further, but if it wasn't for that mistake slash hack, then we would have probably been a lot further. We still would have retraced, but we would have jumped a lot further in a lot of different things, in my opinion. How much do you expect to make in this bull run? Will you hit Lambo status? Will I buy a Lambo, or are you saying will I hit Lambo status as in like will I make at least $300,000? I plan on it, yes. But I'm also still happy with being able to turn, if I could turn a total of $60,000 into hopefully $6 million, that would be amazing. That's kind of what my overall goal would be. I did break down a full breakdown of like what my portfolio looks like. Let me go ahead and bring that up. Full portfolio. I did go through that breakdown here and show you exactly what I am holding and what the expected number is. So this is the spreadsheet that I have, um, and that was a while ago, but um, this is what I see, or this is what I created in Patreon, last modified on January 3rd. But things have kind of moved a little bit since that point, and I do hold a little bit more of a lot of things. But let's just say that this did sit pretty, or it sat where it normally was. So if we see, Lunic at the top or CRO and all these other positions that I do hold, my expected amount that I had was 59,000, and it should be maybe a little bit more than that at this point. $59,000, and I plan on turning that to $5.7 million. However, it's not guaranteed that that's going to be the case, because a lot of these other things have to play out, like Jasmy coin getting to 1.5 $1.50 could definitely happen. It would be a higher market cap, and we probably have to put that information over here to see what that level will be. Then seeing Terra Luna Classic at some of these levels of 3 cents, which would be $1.5 million as well, if that could take place with the burns and everything there. The popularity, CRO, I don't plan on making a crazy amount with it, but 264,000 is amazing. 1.6 million for Grock, which I think now it has changed, where I may gain a lot more. And that's like saying Grock could possibly get to $4. That's an ultimate price. So there's a lot of different things here where it's a lot of speculation. And it could be something that goes from 59,000 to 500,000. And I still would be perfectly fine and happy with that. But, again, I set my goals higher, so that there is profit taking in the midst, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell people, oh, it will 100% get there. I will never say that. But what I will do is set a higher price so that, what about losses? What losses? I don't have any losses. I mean, as things are up right now, everything's up. So I don't know what losses we're talking about. But as we see certain levels, when you look at Grock, right, and Grock has the ability to get to, let's say, a max price of $4, right, and even though that may not be the max, it might end up getting to 10, which would be a $6.9 billion market cap, right? Grock at $4 would be around a 25 to 30, in between 25 and $30 billion market cap. And that's for a meme coin that could possibly have a lot of hype behind it. Who really knows? Could happen, might not happen. We'll see. But again, I do have more Grock at this time. I do have less ADA, but I do have more Grock, and I have more of other positions. Like I even have Bitcoin over in my Margex. I even have 8 AVAX that I'm holding in my Margex. I'm holding more XRP than I was holding before this. I'm holding 13,000 now instead of 10,000. So there's a lot of updates that I can make to this. But the point is, you set yourself for whatever the max goal will be. And then throughout that process of getting to that max goal, or whatever the process would be in taking that moon bag that you have, whatever the moon bag will be, to get to whatever you classify as the moon, through that process, you take profit. And you're able to collect your initial investment, so you guarantee yourself no losses. And man, what are you talking about? So you set yourself a place to where you're going to take profit and take your initial investment, so you guarantee yourself no losses. And as you do move along, you take profit as it does move up. So no matter what, you will never drop below the level of 59,000 or 60,000 in the long term, because you're taking your profit as time goes on. I already took my profit on FarmCoin and know that I have a $9,000 gain. I already took profit on Terra Luna Classic, which I know I went from $43 and obviously gained $4,800. So I'm able to take these profits and guarantee myself a gain in the end. Never sell yourself short, and also don't just hold everything until it reaches a certain point, right? If you hold everything until it reaches $1, it takes a lot of strength to do so. Because if you have 50 million coins, right, and it gets to a level and it approaches the level of $1, everywhere before there will be the hardest day to hold on to that position in the world. Because you're talking about 50 cents, it's at 50 cents, and you're looking at $25 million in your account, and you're not going to take a single bit of that profit. Like, you have to, you have to. And it makes you feel better when you collect your initial investment, when you collect a little bit of profit, when you pay off bills, when you pay off mortgages, when you pay off car loans, and now you have more money to throw into the crypto market at that time and find newer plays because you took profit on that. Imagine Grock at 4 cents. Yeah, I know. Or $4. Future losses, OFC. You're talking about future profits also. I don't know what you're talking about. $1 Rock is 6.9 billion market cap, not $10. I said $69 billion market cap. $10 is $69 billion market cap, not 6.9. $6.9 billion market cap is $1, but then multiply by 10, $69 billion market cap. Hey Matt, when you were rich, will you have some of us broke boys to be your chauffeur to drive you around? What do you? So, first of all, no, I feel like I am already very wealthy in the amount that I do have long term. Also, um, uh, in family, in opportunity. I feel like I'm already wealthy by having this opportunity to work for myself and not have, well, technically I work for YouTube, but to make my own hours and also be able to be here with my kids and watch them grow up. And it feels like they're getting bigger, but I see them every day, so I don't see that difference, right? I see them every day. I see them, uh, uh, every hour at this point. I see Hayden so much. I'm always with a child every single day. I'm always with a child at some point um, in the day. Like, there's never a time to where I'm just by myself unless I go to the golf course, which right now I can't say that I have the time to do so because one, it's cold outside. Two, I have Hayden that I'm watching consistently every single day. So, um, because she's not in daycare. So, but it's great to be able to have that time with the family and see them grow right before my eyes rather than watching them. They go to school, they come back, and it seems like they grew, you know, a few inches. And you're like, did you grow today? Or they wake up in the morning and they're like, they grew a few inches. It's it does look like Harper is growing quite a bit, but like I said, I don't notice the difference because I see her so often. Good morning, Matt. Reading candles is a learning curve for me. I'm learning. I'm learning. Do you rely on uh, what? Liberace? A lot. Buy and sell. I'm struggling a bit, looking for some insight. Are you saying do I rely on the like Fibonacci retracements? Is that what you're? That's what you're saying? I'm not Liberace. I don't know what that is. So no, I make sure it's like super simple. When I trade, um, when I day trade or swing trade, I make sure it's like super simple. Um, and I like to look at support and resistances. This is why I may be having a little bit more difficulty day trading because of the fact that crypto doesn't really hold support and resistance as well. So when you see a lot of these levels that you put, whether it's a 200 EMA, 15 moving average, or different supports, they don't really hold them well. But what they do hold is they find some of these levels of support, hard levels of support, and we'll find a way to bounce off of it. Now, this looks like a little bit of a descending level of support because it's not directly in line with everything, but you do see these levels that it's going to like bounce off of. So as you see certain things like that, that's typically what I'm looking for. And you could find a lot of plays that are doing the same thing, whether they're in a channel. I rely on a lot of drawing on charts, building different trend lines, and as well as support levels and resistance levels in order to make consistent trades on Margex, whether it's buying or shorting the market. So I try to make it very simple on myself. Don't overcomplicate stuff, because if you start adding a bunch of things that don't really work for you, if it's not working, right, then don't try and make it work in there, right? Don't try and force it in there, because it's just not going to work for you. So find something that's going to make it simple, that when you find a certain position, you can get alerted at those prices, or even put in a limit order at those prices, and then you get bought or filled, and then you end up also setting a stop loss as well as a profit target. And if it ends up breaking through that level and you lose money, you only lose a certain amount. If you end up making money, you get sold at whatever your profit target is going to be. It's that simple. But just make sure you stay disciplined. You're right about forcing things not working. Well, thank you for saying that. Margex is an easier platform. It is 100%. I use this. This is why I keep telling people about it. I'm not telling people about it because it is just a partner with the channel. It does have support for me and my channel, which I appreciate anybody that does join Margex. The link is in the chat. But the reason why I like this platform is because of it kind of combines like a trading view aspect with like leverage trading, as well as consistently trading with a platform that you're not spending a ton of money with trading. You're not only trading the money that you have, you're also leveraging in more money, and you're still not paying a higher fee than what you would pay in Coinbase, which is crazy. So I've been investing into things a lot, and you can see that I have a lot of green that's happening in my portfolio, and that's because the overall market is still inherently green. And some things I'm investing a small amount, like $18, and I'm up $148 on this, right? Or 808%. 8% for this, 19% for that, 68% for this, 177% for this Caspa position. And then 174%, 126%, 33%, 111%. So you can see the gains that we do have with these positions, and how much we can gain with them while you're leverage trading. So I've loved this platform since the moment they said go. That someone brought it to my attention, I was like, this is a no-brainer. Do they have KYC on Margex? They don't. No KYC on Margex. And you can leverage trade with 5x or leverage trade with 50x in XRP. You can leverage trade with 100x up to 100x in BTC, and up to 25x in Pepe. I typically trade somewhere around the 5 to 15x, and it gives me enough room so that I can trade long term. But then, because if it does pull back a little bit, I don't want to be liquidated right away, right? Your Fibonacci retracement becomes Liberace and Brokerace in 2 minutes. That's funny. That's pretty funny. I've always been self-learning, but trading is tougher than I thought. I may take a course at a local community college. Understand that they will never teach you enough. Just make it as simple as possible. Just make it as simple as possible. Make sure you protect your investment. First rule is discipline. Just be disciplined with everything that you do. Make sure you set yourself a profit target and loss target. so that you know if you get to a certain point, you live to fight another day. You're disciplined. It's forced discipline, whatever. Um, and also continue to change up your strategy if it is not working, right? No strategy will be 100% that it will work every single time, but you have to if you are going to win, like if you're testing out your strategy and you win one time out of five, that means that your profit to loss ratio has to be a 5-to-1. Means that you only want to lose $20 at a time, and then if you win one time, you want to make sure that you're able to gain $100, right? Or more. So trading, yes, can be very difficult, but again, you have to make it super simple on yourself. Leverage trading is not for the novice. That's true. I don't think that people should just dive right into leverage trading. I mean, it does make things simple for the long term by trading other people's money, but you probably want to learn about the markets first and see where you would invest and how much you would invest there. FTX leverage trading was a bucket shop. I don't know what that means. I'm 32. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Which would you choose out of those? Probably BlackRock. Probably the BlackRock one. It's cheaper. And BlackRock is kind of reliable, consistent, all of that. I chose FBTC. I chose Fidelity because you stick with the brand that you're associated with, brand loyalty. Is it a good strategy to take profits on greed days and put it back in on red days? It depends where the price is, because sometimes those green days, right, for say XRP, XRP went from a level of like 56 cents to 62, right? And then dropped from that 62 level down to 60. But it's still way higher than where it was. And the problem is that with the crypto market, it's known to completely retrace all of the gains that it did have within that time period. So it's very tough to say to do that. But you want to find the times based on what it looks like on the chart. If it looks like it's trending with an ascending level of support where you drew that trend line where it's not going to break through that, then you know to buy at that level because it's there and that it's going to increase from there. However, if it does reverse and does break through that trend line, then you get stopped out and you lose a small amount, and then you find the next level to get it. And then if you see that it's too high of a price, you have to base it on what the chart is doing, not just on like what crypto is doing overall, because some things will move differently. I just worry about the U.S. government stepping in and shutting down U.S. citizens from using Margex, and boom, account closed. So if they did do that, they wouldn't shut it down. But what they would force Margex to do is warn anybody that is a U.S. citizen to close their account. So they would give Margex a certain time period to not screw over people that are invested in the platform. Just like, Gate.io did, just like, KuCoin did, just like MEXC did, all of those, if you are a part of the platform or were a part of the platform, then they will give you notice on when you need to get out, when you need to make that move. And obviously you want to be informed on what's going to happen there. And with more people that are trading with the platform, the more that you know. Anyways, I got to get out of here, guys. I got to go get Harper on the bus. But I can stay live and then come back. What do you prefer? Should I stay live and then come back? I mean, it's going to be probably about 30 minutes. So by the time she gets on the bus. Did you see Vanguard won't use their purchase? Users won't purchase ETFs. It's wild. People are leaving the exchange. Yeah. So right now they're not they're not allowing people to trade the ETFs, because from what I heard, it's like more of a compliance type of thing. Like they're checking out compliance. I don't think that's the word I wanted to use. More of like a check and balance on things. Like they do it with all their ETFs. So it's not something that's technically like, hey, we're not allowing you to do it. The issue is that they should have let people know that from the start, like, hey, it won't be available here. Because as people, I guess, traded it or went through it, they were like, all right, well, I can't do anything with this. I'm closing my account. I got to get over here where all of the innovation is. But in reality, they may just be checking to see. Now it looks like Hayden's about to wake up. Okay, so I'm gonna go get them ready, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna stay live, and I'll come back. So feel free to go ahead and check out Marjax. Sign up for Marjax while I'm gone. Use my link that's in the chat, and get started because again, it's a really really good platform. Good morning, Brian. Yeah, I'll definitely stay live. So yeah, definitely check out Marjax, and I'm gonna bring up what is this? Not a Christmas tree. Boom. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. We are back. Let's see. What are people saying? Technically, they asked if you're in the U.S. so it could shut you out without a warning because they already asked. Just be careful. So they're not going to shut down how much you do have in there. I understand how people can think that, and you can always assume the worst, and I always like to assume the worst. But the worst case scenario is the fact that they do, um, decide to stop trading and support, and as a platform, um, to not support U.S. Holders in order to understand the investors, you would, or in order to adhere to the investors and remain a relevant platform, because without doing that, um, you will be looked at or frowned upon. Because technically, the platform could do what they want to do, where they're like, "Oh, well, you know what? We can't offer this to the U.S., so we could shut down immediately, and then not allow anybody to be able to take off their money off the platform." For any other platform, that wasn't the case, where you would take your you can hear that, right? I think you can hear that. I think you should hear it. Give me a second. I think she can hear it. If she can't hear it, she'll let me know. Um, Hopefully, I got to turn that more so that you can't see it. Maybe that's a good angle. We'll just stay on this screen. Um, Either way, because we don't want demonetization. But yeah, I think any other platform they haven't done that, where you basically will see that they will allow you to take everything off that you do have on there. But that's a whole nother discussion. Is why we're supposed to go hard during the bear cycles, because by the time we start taking profits in the bull cycle, 3 to 4 years have passed in crypto. True, very true. But I appreciate everybody that's here. Anybody that's um anybody that's here right now, I do appreciate that, on Rumble, um on X, and on YouTube. Do I have any thoughts on Myra Games? Is that how you say that? Myra Games. Are they well established? Myra. Hopefully this is it. Currently at an $85 million market cap with $4 million worth of volume in a day. We are seeing it on various platforms like KuCoin, OKX. Um, let's make sure this is it. Layer 2 scaling solution. Blockchain gaming. Yeah, I would imagine it wouldn't be a coincidence, right? Um, we are seeing 19% of the supply that is out there. That's something that I never really sits well with me. But again, if they have a schedule for dilution, or if it's something that you will see happen over time, then it could be something that works out well. However, if it's something where you're seeing like kind of a play to earn type of situation, where you have a certain amount that's there and it's being released out of an escrow, then that may not be the best situation for my RIA. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Um, but you'll have to take all that into account as you go through and look at things. Again, I'm always looking at dilution, but it's not saying that it's completely impossible. And that's probably the first place that you should look. And I would imagine you bringing it up, you probably already looked at it, Brian. Um, so let's see. Zero gas fees when minting and trading NFTs without compromising the security of the user's assets. Maria's layer 2 developed using Starkware, Stark Hoover. Uh, okay. zero knowledge rollup, ZK rollups, technology to bundle large numbers of transfers into a single transaction to facilitate 9,000 transactions per section, not second, per section. Um, Myra is developing or Myra, hey, didn't eat your food. Thank you. I'm gonna have to keep telling you if you're not eating your food. I'm gonna have to keep telling you. All right. Also, um, any not financial advice on portfolio diversity, 20% layer one, 20% layer two, 20% gaming, 20% AI, 10% memes, and 10% moonbag. Um, any not financial advice on portfolio diversity. I mean, it varies, right? It depends what you want out of the situation in order to see that portfolio diversity, right? Because if you're looking for the max amount of gains and providing yourself with a lot of risk, that may be investing into a lot of meme plays, maybe non-utility plays, early stages plays, pre-sales, and all of that stuff. And it all depends on what you're trying to gain with it. But it doesn't mean that you're absolutely going to gain that. But that's the level, or that's the kind of aggression that you're going to need to take. Um, but then when it comes to somebody who wants a little bit less, wants more conservative plays, they're going to go with things that are in the top 100. And if they are looking into gaming, they're going to go with a Gala the whole entire time instead of going with something that's a lot lower. That may be like a Dega or something, or whatever the lowest play gaming play could be. Um, but what you could do, again, you have the two extremes, but then you have something in the middle where you have the majority of your money, maybe let's say in a certain sector, you're investing into large cap, mid cap, mega cap, as well as micro cap cryptos. And it just all depends on what your strategy really is. I don't have any go-to for me. I'm kind of in the middle where I would say majority of mine are invested into like utility based plays, but within certain sectors, I don't have a massive amount in certain sectors there. Your mic is very soft today. Um, it shouldn't be. I'm kind of behind it. I guess that's probably why. If I wasn't behind it, then it would work because this aims directly towards me. And if I go over here, you can't really hear it as much because I'm leaning forward. But if I sit up, you'll hear it a lot better because then the wave goes right there. Um, I have a guy that's always trying to tell me that BSV is the real Bitcoin. I know, I know it's not, but I don't have a legit argument for it. Any thoughts? So I'm not the biggest Bitcoin fan. I'll tell you that. If you're talking about a lot of people that love Bitcoin, there's a ton of other plays that are out there, or sorry, there's a ton of other people that are out there that talk about Bitcoin quite frequently. I'm not huge on Bitcoin. Even if you do find something else that is the real Bitcoin, um, quote unquote, the real Bitcoin, then I still wouldn't be in support of what that is. You know what I mean? Um, so I really don't have any thoughts on what Bitcoin SV is. I did see that Bitcoin SV, tends to move in sometimes when Bitcoin is not moving. Um, but obviously Bitcoin is the real Bitcoin. I don't have any arguments as to why it's not, but just like you, but it obviously is. If it wasn't the real Bitcoin, we wouldn't see ETFs that are created behind it. You know, um, so I wouldn't say that that's true, but um, other positions will also have movement based off of what Bitcoin is doing. That's what I'll say. I don't know how else to put that. Jasmy almost hit 5 cents. What do you mean Jasmy almost hit 5 cents? If Jasmy was going crazy right now to where it almost hit 5 cents, I think a lot of people would be ecstatic. I mean, I would, honestly, because that would be $50,000 for me if it hit 5 cents. Um, it's gonna repeat what? It's gonna repeat something. It's being blocked off by that heart. Oh, so you're saying it almost hit 5 cents. It's gonna repeat that soon at a minute. I don't know what that means, but I hope you're right. Hope it repeats it. Um, let's look at the market, see if anything has moved in the last hour. We're seeing Tezos that's up. I talked about Tezos a while ago on my Patreon and how I thought that was an opportunity. Mantle as well. The market cap for Mantle is amazing, and I believe I talked about that at another area, but I didn't make a video on it. I was going to on my Matthew Perry 2 channel, but I didn't. Um, but Tezos is making a little bit of a move. That's good to see. XDC is also up in the last hour, still down in the last 24 hours though, sitting at a 712 million market cap. Are you eating, Hayden? Perfect. Um, and we're seeing AKT that's up in the last hour, but nothing that's really moving amazingly, right? Most things that are in the market right now are kind of falling. You are seeing FTX that's up at 13 or 14%. Blur that is making a little bit of move as well, up 8%. Optimism that's up 8%. The graph that's also up 3%. Litecoin also making a move. It's up slightly. It's up 2.6%, 2.6, 2.7. Arbitrum that's up 2.6 or 2.7%, and so on and so forth. How old is your baby? How old is my youngest? She's 3. My other daughter, Harper, is 6. Uh, I'm new to Jasmy. What do you like about that coin? So I like the community first as an investment. I like the community side of it, which creates a lot of popularity. You see that in the form of volume to market cap ratio. Typically, it hovers between 10 and 30% volume to market cap ratio on a project that has, a $200 million market cap. It's a really low market cap. It's fully diluted. They have different developments that they are making within there to in order to create Jasmy chain, in order to support investors and create strength within the project by having this lockup, and different things of that nature. And I think again, that's all speculation on where I believe it will go. But when I see the strength in something like that and it's available in S tier exchanges, it will just be, 10x in that form of strength, maybe even 50x in that form of strength. Not saying in the price, but in that form of strength when it comes to the bull market, and people will realize that. Currently, we hit over 60,000 holders, which definitely is a large milestone, and I think it's going to work its way up to 100,000 holders and move on from there, and it's going to be big. So that from the investment side shows so much upside. Right now, it's at a really low price. I currently have 1 million, and it has the capability of growing a lot more market cap wise, even to get back to a 1.2 billion, 1.2 billion, 1.3 billion market cap. We can see this, grow up to a value there of about 2.5 cents, just up to that level. So where we currently stand of basically a half of a penny, we can 5x sort of up to that level. But I expected over that point, well over that point. They say that typically a position will 2 to 3x over its all-time highs market cap wise, and I think it will surpass that 2 to 3x. I think it will be a lot more valuable than a ton of people think. Am I late to the stream? Pretty late. It's 2 hours and 23 minutes that we've been here. We actually haven't been here for 30 minutes, though. We were taking Harper over to her bus stop, which was weird. Another bus came. I guess they're working through bus drivers or something. But another bus came and didn't know where they were supposed to go. They were going to the street and the street, right? I'm not going to name the streets, but they were going to these streets. But there's another street that also lines up with the same street. So when they have the intersection, there's two sides of this intersection, which is weird for a lot of bus drivers. So there was a little bit of an issue there where I brought Harper out and I was like, hey, is this the bus? They were like, no. They were like, well, we think it's the bus. And he was like, I have a name on there, and her name wasn't on there. They've been changing buses, so it's been a little bit of an issue. But anyways, we're back talking about cryptocurrency. We're here to discuss the markets and see what's happening. So you think potentially 30 to 60 cents, Jasmy, is the height of the bull run? So I'm thinking at least I'm looking for 20 cents. That's where I'm seeing it. So at least 20 cents. But for kind of that peak point, maybe somewhere 50 cents to $1. Now, I will also, as time goes on, see if we can see the potential of it going to $1.50 and things of that nature, right? I would have to be like a $75 billion market cap, but obviously you would have to have a lot more and a lot more hype, a lot more attention into it. The thing that I do like I said, it has a lot of popularity for only being a $200 million market cap play. Typically, you're seeing a lot of volume that flows through this position. Typically, it usually hovers around 10% volume to market cap ratio, all the way up to 30%, and sometimes even further than that. Sometimes you'll see it up in like 100 or 200%, depending on what the day is. But it has a lot of popularity, and I think it can go a lot further just based on that popularity alone. But then, if we're seeing newer things that are developed within Jasmy chain, newer creations that are being made, and also bigger strides that are being hit when it comes to data, absolutely. But yeah, I'm looking for. I can tell you that I have certain profit taking levels to where I'm going to take my initial investment, plus be able to take some profit in the end, leave some in there for what the future can be, and also leave some in the end so that I always hold some as it has the potential to run even further levels. Is the lockup for Jasmy supposed to be for volunteer only? So I'm not 100% sure as to the full breakdown of exactly what it's going to be. They haven't released exactly what that lockup process is going to be, and we'll have to see. That's why we believe that it's going to be something that happens over time, kind of like staking, right? Where you stake a certain amount and you lock it up for a certain amount of time, or you can have a flexible stake, but that flexible stake also has at least a 21-day holding period or something like that. It's kind of similar to that, except you're locking it up for a longer period of time, like guaranteed longer period of time. And it's going to be locked up to like a certain date or a certain period. Ethereum $3,000 this weekend. Do I think Ethereum is going to be $3,000 this weekend? That's tough because it's coming off the heels of the ETF being launched, or ETFs being launched. So I would say it may be tough to see that, but I would say that it has been trending upward lately, so I would think so, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yes. Copy that. I just heard that on stock twits on some medium. I read it could have been BS. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly with the lockup process, but I know it's depending. It's going to happen over a longer period of time. Again, I don't have much details to how or how much the lockup will be or what the process is, but we'll have to find out on that day. 4 million Jasmy at 25 cents is 1 million. Safer bet than 1 million Jasmy at $1 is going to be tough, but within reach. But really only if the lockup is good. Yes and no. I think you could be looking at the lockup, but you could also be looking at future use as well as hype. Because there are a lot of projects that were worth, or a few projects that were worth closing in on $1 billion that shouldn't have been worth that much. I think Jasmy coin should be worth that much, if not a lot further than that. And then this bull run, it's going to be, magnified, right? It's going to be increased by, tenfold, 20-fold. So let's see. Um, Cough, Doge, cough. Yeah, Doge should have not been worth that much. What's crazy is Doge is the original like meme coin, and there will never be a meme coin like Doge. Why? Because Doge is a coin. It's not a token. So you're seeing um, something that I don't think you'll ever see in anything else. Anything else is created on its own network. Nobody takes the time out of their day to create, take the time out of their month to create uh, a blockchain, meme coin blockchain, basically. And I feel like Doge will always be that original meme coin. Doge is probably okay to be being worth that much because of where it stands in the meme space. But when we're talking about things that truly can make a change within the world of crypto, as well as the world of data, the world of spending money or spending crypto, I feel like you have a lot of those that will be worth billions upon billions of dollars. And I think Jasmy has that hype, has the attention, has the holders, and will have a lot of future growth within it. And I can't wait to see that. I can't wait. I think it will. What do I think about Quant? I like Quant. I don't have it anymore. I only had two, and since I got talked out of buying it at 20 or at $46, um, 46 or 43, one of the two. It was a low point. I decided that I was like, I'm done with the position. I only had two, and I wanted to buy more when it got really low, and it got really low, and I got talked out of buying at that low point, even though my cost basis was higher. My cost basis was like $90. So if my cost basis is $90 and I see this position go down to $46, it's a no-brainer. Buy it there, and now it's up to like I think 125 maybe or 126. So yeah, it would have been great. Again, guys, stop twirling your hair. Again, guys, if you want to sign up for Margex and start using Margex to leverage trade, the link to Margex is in the chat, and you can go over there, leverage trade, look at some different options, and make some moves accordingly. Also, if you want to check out my Patreon, that link to Patreon, if you want to learn about leverage trading, as well as just chat with me within the Discord slash community chats, or even just get some educational content or market updates. I have my Patreon over here where you guys can sign up and be a part of it over here today. I want to bring up the memberships. But yeah, you can sign up and be a part of it. You can you can be a Discord member, which technically is like the community chats. That's where I mainly function that through, or the Profit Hands level, or if you want to have a little bit of extra support, the Expert Profits Hands level. But if you want one-on-ones and one-on-one meetings monthly, we have the Financial Freedom level as well, where we get any type of courses that we create as well. That's what you'll get. But I had a market update this morning on Patreon, and yeah, just feel free to go ahead and check that out. I was looking at Margex, and it says that the U.S. can't use it. If you use it, how do I report taxes if not allowed? Just confused. So you would have to report taxes manually, just like you would if you had a DEX wallet. So you're allowed to use it because there's no KYC associated with it. And you're if there was that, then you would have to you wouldn't be able to use it. But you're allowed to use it right now because you don't need the KYC. There's no KYC. So you would have to report it manually. Yeah, that's what I typically do. But again, I didn't. I started trading in Margex in December, at the end of December, and I can tell you I started collecting major profits at the end or in the beginning of January, let's say. Actually, it's been like a month. It's been like a month I've been trading, and I've been collecting slight profits there. So I'll have to report that, which I haven't actually kept track of it. So I'll have to go in there and look at that. But either way, I like the platform, and I hope that we see all platforms open up to the U.S. Because like I said, I like Margex, and I want to be able to know that the U.S. is like, yeah, you can use it. You know what I mean? Eventually, but right now it's offering so many benefits. Thoughts on Anchor? I have Anchor in two different platforms. I have it in Coinbase, which I really like. I currently stand on $882 here, which is about 33,000. I'll probably consistently invest into this. I believe this has a lot of potential to get to way higher figures. But right now I only have, like I said, $882 worth, and then I also have like $50 over on my Kraken portfolio. But I like that play. Where it has been, it was up to a level of 20 cents before. I believe it can go a lot further than that. Um, and yeah, just based on the popularity. I like to look at it as a trader perspective rather than a long-term investor's perspective. But then there's some plays that I'll look at long term where I'm like XRP, Jasmy coin will be a long term play. ADA will be more of a long term play. You could look at Cosmos as a long term play as well. Majority of them have some sort of long term aspect within them, but they're not like, not all the position is long term. Majority of it will be short term plays. Whatever the pump happens, whenever those pumps do happen, as long as it hits a certain price, that's where the play will be. So if it does happen over a year, then technically, yeah, that was a long term play. But my my option was whenever it does hit there, that's where I will take it. So if it hit there in a day, that's when I will take it. Grock to $1, can't wait. Can't wait for that either. I bought Fetch.ai last night. How much did you buy that? I have a little bit of Fetch.ai. I just, when it first got on, I think Coinbase, I want to say, when it first got on Coinbase, I saw an opportunity where I was like, I should probably buy this, and I didn't buy a lot of it, or I didn't buy any of it. Happy Friday to you as well. It doesn't feel like a Friday to me. Does not feel like a Friday at all. Hidden, you eating? What? I can't look at you? I apparently can't look at my daughter. I bought on Uphold. Oh, okay. Seems like you're really liking Uphold. $300 worth. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think I hold, like I said, whatever the small amount is that I have over on Kraken, because I have my Kraken portfolio. Let me make sure I'm logged in first. Yes, I am logged in. Okay, so I do have a small amount over here on Kraken somewhere. Yeah, it's like $17 worth. So there's that. It could be worth a lot more. I think I invested five, or I might have invested a little more into that. Yeah, $5, and it turned to $17 worth. So tripled in price, or tripled in balance and in price. But yeah, what's good with Margex? Too many wallets slash exchanges, but necessary. I hear you. We just talked about that. So within Margex, this is what I like about this. So I've been so with my margin that I'm trading in, like I'm trading in XRP. So I'll trade with a 74 XRP at a 15x leverage, which I then will trade Doge, which is giving me back $51, which then would pay me in XRP, which is cool because I'm a big fan of XRP. So as I'm buying with XRP, you can see I bought with XRP here, I bought with XRP here, I bought with XRP here, and I bought with XRP here. Some with Avalanche as well, AVAX. I feel like AVAX is going to be a decent play. And then some you see with Bitcoin or even Solana in a couple of cases. And this was wrapped Bitcoin that I bought this in. I'm currently gaining $10 in. So I'll probably gain that in wrapped Bitcoin. But yeah, I like the fact that whatever you leverage, you're going to be gaining more of. So even if you're trading, if you truly believe in XRP and you're trading with XRP, you'll continuously gain XRP no matter if you trade Caspa or you trade something you absolutely don't like at all, right? You're still gaining that position that you know and love, which would be XRP or Bitcoin or Solana, and that's what your profits will be in. I like that. Um, see, you have H bar. What do you think about ISO 222 standard coins um, that are that are complaint or compliant to it? I have no idea that I have no idea. That's something that has gone over my head. I have H bar again just for the investment side of it, not for anything use case or any type of information behind it. So if you have any extra detail, that's not the reason why I'm invested into it. But I have no idea what that means. Um, ISO 222 is a flexible standard for financial messages that enables interoperability between financial institutions, uh, market infrastructure, and the bank customers. I don't know if I have any thoughts on it. I mean, it is what it is, right? An open global standard for financial institutions. It provides consistent, rich, and structured data that can be used for every kind of financial business transaction. We have compiled a list of questions frequently asked about ISO 222 by members of the Swift community. I have no thoughts on that. I really don't. Any update on Fink? I heard Fink was added to CoinMarketCap. It currently is up 13%. Sitting at a $528,000 market cap with $369,000 worth of volume. It is still only available really on PancakeSwap. I don't know if they're going to make any type of moves or they have money to launch on other exchanges. I'm not sure. All of the supply is introduced, so I mean, if they have money to launch on exchanges, that's what really opens the floodgates for people to continue to buy. But right now, it's still sitting at a lower point compared to where it was. I'm still holding all the Fink that I had. It only has a little bit of history, but it went up to a price of like 10 cents, 15 cents, 16 cents, and now it's down here. So, and there's only 21 million coins available. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, 3K Sports Unlimited LLC Baseball. Good morning to you as well. Myra has been a beast. It has been moving lately. Any thoughts on FEG? Not at the moment. We'll have to get into that FEG. Good morning. Good morning. If you're into Jasmy, you need to learn about Japanese laws and ISO. I've barely scratched the surface on it, but it does pertain to Jasmy and Japan. Interesting. I'll have to look into that a lot further, especially for my long-term play of it, right? Because again, it's more about the investment side of it rather than the entire makeup of what it is. Does that make sense? Yeah. But then there are some where it's more about the use and being a part of history and all of that, but not everyone. What's the next Shiba for 2025? Grock. Grock is the next Shiba Inu for 2025. Grock is pretty much brand new, sees millions of dollars of volume in a day, and was already up to a $170 million market cap. I need that Shiba returns. I don't know if it will be that level, but yeah. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe for great videos and live chats. True. Definitely hit that subscribe button, guys, if you haven't had a chance to do so, which you've had 2 hours and 46 minutes, 2 hours and 47 minutes in order to hit that like button and the subscribe button. So please do so. No, Dragon Coin Soul is. I don't agree with that. I know Solana meme coins and a lot of meme coins in different networks are starting to catch a lot of attention. You know, whether you're talking about things like Sneck, or you're talking about Corgi AI, or you're talking about Dog with Hat, which is weird. Is it spelled Grock? Yeah, Grok. And it's currently sitting at a 50, 54, 53% of a penny level. Yeah, it's sitting at a 53% of a penny level. It is down on the day from the 60% of a penny level that it was yesterday. And we're seeing it kind of flat. It's been hovering around this area for a while. What's Grock on? Any exchanges? So it is on a lot of exchanges, but none that I can really access. So you have HTX, you have Gate.io, you have MEXC, OrangeX, you have LBank, CoinW, Bitmart, and 42 other pairings. But I bought it on VSwap or VSwap. I bought it on Uniswap V3. Like VSwap. So, all right, so we got 176 people here, and we got 174 likes. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Copy that. Gonna have to do the same. Grock 36 million market cap, super low right now. I agree. Even seeing it back to a $170 million market cap is huge. You know, I have 1 million Grock, and I expect that to get to a level of, and I hate to always say this, but a level of $1. I actually expected a lot further than that, but you have to set the bar low, right? I think Grock will be the first meme coin to get to $1. I feel like that's going to be the case. It's going to be the first meme coin to get to $1. So I don't know if you what you guys feel is going to be the first one to move to $1. If you feel like Dogecoin will finally get there. Doge got very close. Yeah, but now Doge has to get to 140 or 150 billion-dollar market cap in order to get to a level of $1. $142 billion market cap instead of 132, which I think it will do. As the first meme coin, as the only meme coin, honestly, this is going to be the position that has that ability to get to a dollar. But I think Grock will get there first. That's just my opinion, right? And maybe I'm biased because I'm holding it and I'm not holding Doge anymore. But honestly, I think Doge is not a bad play still. It still has a lot of hype, a lot of attention, and will always have that. And it's kind of like, if you're looking at like kind of guaranteed movers, guaranteed like 5x or 10xers, that would be Dogecoin. You know, where it currently stands is at a $12 billion market cap. I see it with all the hype and attention still building up to get to those points. And a lot of people will count this out and go, no, Doge is dead and all that. Doge will be there for nostalgia regions. There's nostalgia regions. I can't even say it. Can't speak today. For nostalgia reasons. That's what I'm trying to say. It will be here for nostalgia reasons, just like Bitcoin is, honestly. Bitcoin as a store of value is no longer going to be the world currency, 100%. Like, that's not going to be it. You're going to see things like XRP and other things that pop into the scene. But yeah, Bitcoin is here as that, you know, kind of, oh, well, it started everything. You know, for Dogecoin, it started everything when it comes to memes, and it's always going to have a ton of success. It's going to be the blue chip meme coin of the market, and it is the blue chip meme coin. So honestly, it makes me want to buy it. It makes me want to hold it, which I don't hold it. At least I don't think I do. There's a blow off the top coming at the end of the halving, and retail will be sitting there holding their bags while the whales cash out of them. There's a blow off top coming. What do you mean by blow off top? I think as in we're gonna see a crash coming after the halving, or that's ending at the halving. So you think it's going to fall all the way until we get to the halving? He's saying it's going to tank. He's saying it's going to tank hard, that it tanks until we get to the halving, which is, you're right, is possible. But I remain strong and believe that I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think if it is going to be something that is a kind of a retracement that pulls people out of the market, it won't take away everything that we've seen. If you think it's going to create a double bottom scenario to where it relives or revisits where it was at the end of 2022, that's not going to happen. Probably 90K Bitcoin or something, and everyone will hold thinking it's going to 200K. Or wait, you mean it's going to increase all the way there and then start decreasing at 90K? I don't think it will be that short of a bull run. I really don't think it would be that short of a bull run. But I do think there's going to be a resistance around the 100K mark. It's just how far will the resistance be? How far will it pull back? I really don't think that will be the case, that we're going to see it up to at the halving, which is literally a half a year. You think the bull run's going to be that short? I can't assume that the bull run's going to be that short. But yeah, it's just your opinion. I'll take it into account. But yeah, I would assume, like, if we're gonna see that type of thing happen, that it'll happen after the bull run into 2025, to where we'll start seeing that top in 2025. That's where I always thought the peak point will be. But we will see the bull run definitely cement itself as here, and then we'll see the peak point come in 2025. But we'll see higher points in 2024, or high points in 2024. But I know when Bitcoin starts pumping retail, and Euphoria will be yelling moon. That's when the whales cash out. It's true, they do. Whales cash out a lot sooner than people think, because when whales hold, like, they don't risk everything for a larger bag of what they are having. Like, they don't risk $1 million to gain $100 million. They're risking $1 million to secure themselves an area to get to 3 million or 5 million, right? They're not trying to 100x that $1 million position. They're going to sell a lot sooner, because as they gain $4 million, you're looking to hold on. Every single individual person is looking to hold on till they get to the level that they're at. But our percentage has to be a hell of a lot higher than what their percentage has to be. And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, why are these whales selling? They can make so much more. They don't need to. They turned $1 million into $5 million. That's great. That's great. That's great returns for them. Once you have the money, you don't risk it by holding on to something for that long. You don't risk it that much by doing that. But what you do is you have a smaller amount to gain whatever those gains are going to be that the lower people are gaining. So you also gain 4 million at the low, or at the low end. You grow from $1,000 portfolio up to levels of multiple millions. That's fantastic. But while you're risking those short-term plays of $1 million, you're taking that million and turning it into 5. That's it. You're taking that million, turning it into 3. Like, people don't understand that their trades, even day trading within certain positions, they're trading with maybe $100 million, and all they need to do is gain 1%. They gain 1%, and he said doo-doo. Really? All they need to do is gain 1%. And if they gain that 1%, they then now gain $1 million out of that 100 million that they invested. Like, it's that simple for them. And yes, it may not be that easy to predict exactly where something is going, but when you have that much money, you have a lot of influence on the market and a lot of influence where the price is going. Hey, no, you done? Did you eat enough? I don't want you to I don't want you to be hungry. It's probably all soggy, isn't it? Yeah. Did you eat enough? Are you still hungry? That's what I'm asking. Why do you have to think about that? Are you hungry or not? Blue collar holders, in the room. Yeah, all they need is like one or even wait, one or five, even from 1 million. Yeah, that's true. 100K to 500K. That meets their quotas. A lot of those larger, firms will want a higher percentage though. But yeah, if you gain 100 to 500K, that's phenomenal. And they have all the tools necessary to tell you like what retail traders are buying, all the insider information. They have all that stuff that they need in order to make the most money that they can, um, or to make that guaranteed 1% or 5%. Like that's why you'll see a lot of those uh, whales that will sell very quickly where it seems like it's hitting a certain level, but it's like it has so much more potential to grow, but it's like I don't need any more. When you find your profit target, you take it. And most times they don't really care about the true profits over that because those people that are trading and actively trading, they're making money for the company. They're not making money for themselves. And once they meet their quota, they're like, all right, well, I'm done. You know, waiting for the waiting for the cat to talk back. I don't know what you're talking about. Is yield farming still profitable? As far as I know, yeah. As far as I know, it's still profitable. I haven't heard many people say, "Hey, I'm making a ton of money though," um, off of it. But it's still profitable from what I understand. The cat, wait, is the cat hungry? No, the cat is she just wants attention. Sometimes she just wants love. She doesn't get enough. Because she doesn't come upstairs. Like if she does come upstairs, the Emmy will chase her downstairs. And Emmy is my dog, by the way. Um, but yeah, she'll chase her downstairs, and then she'll be like, "Get downstairs. That's where you belong." And we have to like yell at Emmy and tell her no, but we don't know how to stop her from doing that. She doesn't want me to pick her up. She's like one of those scary, like really like scary cats. Like she gets scared of everything. She loves me, but like she'll come to me whenever I want to pet her or anything. But if there's any sudden movement, she will run away. It's like a deer. My other cat though, he would literally sit right here, and I can like smack him on his belly or whatever, and he would still stay right there. The dog thinks she's tough. Emmy thinks she's tough, and she's not. She's a small dog, so small dogs always think that they're tougher than big dogs. Anytime of or anybody, honestly. Um, yeah, Carl when he was here when he was alive, he would lay down, and an Emmy would just like nibble on him, like just like try and get him to move and like do something. But he's like, no, I'm not messing with this. I'm just gonna lay down. You can do whatever you want. And there were times where Carl would attack back. He's like, look, I'm tired of this. Back up. He's like, I'm going to lay where I want to lay, and you're not going to be the one to chase me downstairs. It's not happening. Yeah, Carl was the best cat in the world. Do you think the seeding numbers were too low? So I think the seeding numbers were too low. What are we talking about here? For the ETFs? What are we talking about here? like the amount of money that went into the Bitcoin ETFs or funding the ETFs? I don't know what you mean, but I would say no. I mean, we have 4.6 billion in the first day that has been added to these ETFs. That's a win. Now, is it the levels of 100 billion like some people predicted, or 30 to 100 billion? No, but we're seeing billions of dollars is going into these ETFs, including BlackRock and Fidelity and whatever other one. Which I'm thinking about adding more today. I just have to add more to the brokerage account. The problem is that I don't have instant funding on my brokerage account, which sucks. All right, guys, I have to get out of here. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, again, if you guys want to sign up for Margex, start trading on this platform where you can leverage trade up to 100x leverage, as well as leverage trade any position that you want and be able to gain that position as you trade other positions. So I can leverage Sol for BTC or XRP or anything that I want. But feel free to check out that link. It's in the chat, as well as my Patreon link that's also in the chat if you want to converse with me outside of these YouTube live streams. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody that's here on X, that's here on Rumble, and that's here on YouTube. I appreciate you for being here. Doge has an unlimited supply, though. I know it doesn't have an unlimited supply. You're right. But the point is that it will always have its level of popularity and probably have a that nostalgia, right? That everybody wants to see. I have to pet this cat. Probably have to give her a bath. Daisy, you want a bath? She's saying no. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you in the next one.